NFL players have been found breaking the rules in a variety of ways, from bribing to using banned drugs, which has caused controversy and prompted disciplinary action from the league. This number 10 will be in chaos when his defensive tackle is on fire. Ndamukong Suh, a 6'4", 313-pound football player, is an intimidating figure on the field. But he becomes much more intense when up against a divisional opponent. Suh appeared to be going for Aaron Rodgers against the Green Bay Packers. He pushed him first and acted like he accidentally stepped on his calf. Ndamukong Suh, a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions, was fined $100,000 by the NFL, but escaped discipline for diving at Minnesota Vikings center John Sullivan's legs during an interception return by teammate DeAndre Levy for a 34-24 victory against the Vikings. Suh is accustomed to NFL discipline, though. He was banned for 2 games and fined $30,000 for kicking Houston quarterback Matt Schaub on Thanksgiving Day a couple of years ago. In 2011, he stomped on the arm of Green Bay Packers offensive tackle Evan Dietrich Smith. Our player number 9, Josh Gordon's journey took a sharp turn when he violated the league's regulation against drug addiction. As a rookie, Gordon caught 50 catches for 805 yards and 5 touchdowns, but his suspension for breaching the NFL's substance abuse policy cost him the first 2 games of the 2013 season. Gordon had a fantastic sophomore year despite the 2-game suspension, hauling in 89 passes for a league-high 1,646 yards and 9 scores, establishing himself as one of the league's best players. Gordon was taken into custody on DWI charges by Raleigh, North Carolina police during the 2014 offseason. His blood alcohol content came back at 0.09, which is higher than the 0.08 legal limit. Subsequently, the NFL banned him for the 2014 season, then reduced it to 10 games. However, his victory was temporary. That season, he appeared in 5 games for the Browns. Gordon tested positive for alcohol, and the NFL banned him for the entire 2015 season for a second offense under the league's substance usage policy. Gordon allegedly failed a second drug test and was denied readmission for the 2016 season after missing the 2015 campaign. Ultimately, the league kept him suspended for the season's first 4 games. When Gordon was cleared to report to the Browns, he checked into an inpatient treatment facility and missed his second consecutive season. This may have been the end for many players, but Gordon's skill maintained the possibility of a comeback. The NFL allowed Gordon back to play for the Browns at the end of the 2017 campaign. He participated in 5 games and recorded 18 receptions for 335 yards that season. 2018 saw Gordon play just 1 game for the Browns before he was released due to alleged trust difficulties. In December 2018, just after Gordon declared he was taking a sabbatical from football to concentrate on his mental health, the NFL punished him once again. Josh didn't bribe the referee for a drug test. Still, number 8 NFL player Chad Johnson, the former Bengals wide receiver's most controversial moment, may have occurred when he playfully attempted to buy off an official during a game replay against the Ravens. The receiver took a $1 bill from an assistant coach and tried to bribe him during a replay timeout, where the referee was under the hood, deciding whether or not Chad Ochocinco made a grab inbounds and had both feet down. However, his attempts were rejected before the prank got out of hand following an NFL sanction of $20,000. But who can think about using sticky material except for number 7, the Chargers? Even though they weren't tampering with the balls, they were undoubtedly attempting to use a sticky material to obtain an unfair edge. The Chargers were caught red-handed, or perhaps more accurately, sticky-handed, when it was found that they had been using stickum material to strengthen their grip during games against the Denver Broncos on October 15, 2012. The players were given towels covered with the substance, and it turns out that one of their equipment managers was the architect behind all this chaos. The NFL fined the San Diego Chargers $20,000 in the sticky towel incident. The NFL penalized the Chargers for not collaborating with referees during games. The league conducted a 3-week study and found that several teams utilized towels with glue to aid grip and water resistance. The NFL said that all players will not use the towels for the rest of the season. It's almost hard to talk about NFL cheating without mentioning our number 6, New England Patriots. While their most well-known scandals are Spygate and Deflategate, which still haunt their seasons and the memories of stars like Brady, they have a longer history of breaking the law. Consider the iconic snowplow game between the Patriots and Dolphins on December 12, 1982. It was a snowstorm in New England, and the circumstances were so dire that crossing was almost impossible. Instead, with a 375 combined running yards and no touchdowns through 3 quarters, the teams mainly depended on the ground game. The Patriots were about to try a field goal with the clock running out and the score tied. At that point, Mark Henderson, the stadium's snowplow operator, decided to act independently. Henderson was supposed to clear yard markers, but he strayed from his assignment and made room for Patriots kicker John Smith on the field. Dolphins head coach Don Shula was incensed at the play, but the kick was made and the officials gave it, and the Patriots barely prevailed 3-0. Even though it wasn't legally against NFL regulations then, the act sparked controversy and led to changes. The NFL outlawed snowplows on the field during games just a year later, ending the controversial practice in football history. At number 5, Lawrence Taylor's career has been tarnished by unexpected revelations. The best linebacker for the Giants, Lawrence Taylor, has admitted that he took cocaine and crack, a potent derivative of cocaine, up to 3 times a week in 1985. He alleged that before his voluntary admission to the Houston Methodist Hospital Rehabilitation Center in February 1986, both the National Football League and the Giants management were aware of his drug problems. He said that he had submitted a drug-free teammate's pee instead of his own during the 1985 season to cheat on urine tests. When questioned about Taylor's revelation, team representatives would only reiterate their policy of not talking about drug issues. Not the drug addicts, but at number 4, these players are surely gambling addicts. The 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle for the Lions, Alex Karras, was a part owner of the business in 1963 when it allegedly offered sports betting. Karras apparently advised NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle to stroll along a little pier for a while. However, by April of that year, Karras had been suspended by the league for his admission on national television that he wagered on football games. 4 additional Lions, including future Hall of Famer Joe Schmidt, were fined $2,000 apiece for placing bets on the 1962 NFL Championship game. Packers great Paul Hornung was also suspended indefinitely. But this is clearer than what is at number 3. A strange and unprecedented thing happened in 2010 at a Washington Redskins game. Fans were left scratching their heads when the officials made an obvious blunder that had them wanting the Redskins to win for no apparent reason. Roy Williams seemed to gain 9 yards on first down, which set the scenario for an easy second down.
On the screen on first down, it appears that Roy Williams is a 9-yard gain.
But confusion quickly ensued when successive plays, which should have been called third or fourth down, were incorrectly called second down by the referees.
Still second down according to the officials on the field, and Ryan Terrain is sacked.
And even the television broadcast. As the game continued, disagreements about the down count arose between the game officials.
Officials think it's third down, we think it's fourth down, and instead of the game being...
The referees incorrectly called it third down, even though the spectators thought it was fourth down. The bewilderment peaked when the referees mysteriously altered the down marker to fourth down in the end zone, going against what the crowd saw and understood, following what should have been an incomplete throw. The Redskins were awarded an extra down, which allowed them to continue their drive in a maneuver evocative of the notorious fifth down. In the end, this mistake made it possible for the Redskins to pull off an unexpected win. The confusion didn't stop there though, as Graham Gano's startling mistake on the extra point try added even more controversy to an already confusing series of events. Number 2 is not a player but a coach whose life changed significantly. Following revelations that strength and conditioning coach Sal Alassi had given inactive players instructions to stand in a wall in a forbidden location on the sideline to discourage other teams' players during special teams plays, the NFL penalized the New York Jets $25,000. The problem surfaced when Alassi was shown on tape tripping Miami gunner Nolan Carroll as he rushed toward the Jets bench. Carroll escaped injury. The Jets banned Alassi from the trip till the conclusion of the season. It was clear from the camera recordings of the events leading up to Alassi's knee colliding with Carroll that the Jets players were positioned closely together. General manager of the Jets, Mike Tannenbaum, stated that Alassi had not initially spoken the truth and that the Jets suspended him indefinitely after learning he had told players to stand in that manner. Our number 1 will shock you about the level of cheating in the NFL. In the 2007 Spygate scandal, due to their videotaping of New York Jets coaches, Bill Belichick, the head coach of the New England Patriots, and his club were fined $750,000. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell applied the heavy blow in reaction to what he described as a calibrated and deliberate attempt to avoid long-standing rules, fining Belichick $500,000, the highest coaching sanction in league history, and deducting an additional $250,000 from the organization. Also, the Patriots will probably miss out on a desired first-round draft pick the following season. A Patriots team aide was caught on camera recording Jets coaches during the first quarter of Sunday's game. To be so troubling. His tape recorder and camera were seized, and the material included images of the Jets coaches gesturing with their hands. These are only a few instances of NFL players and staff members being exposed to dishonest or immoral actions. Even while the league works hard to uphold honesty and fair play, cheating scandals can damage the reputations of certain players and teams, harming their professional careers and having lasting effects on the game.